Hello friends, welcome back to your own YouTube channel Ask Your Gynecologist. I am Dr. Sonal Parihar, and what is the topic today? It's a very important topic. That's why I have selected this for a new video, and it is cervical cancer. The mouth of the uterus is called cervix, and the cancer of that particular area is cervical cancer. Now why is this cancer so important that I have made a separate video for that? Well, cervical cancer is one of the most lethal cancers if you actually look at the prevalence, right? If you look at the prevalence in the world, almost 5 lakh ladies are diagnosed to have this cancer every year. In my country, India alone, around 1.5 lakh ladies are diagnosed to have this cancer. But I would say the data is probably less than the actual number, because many of them might not even reach the hospital or might not even get diagnosed, right? So if you look at the data, almost 200 women every day are dying because of this cancer. That means every 2 minutes we are losing 1 woman to this cancer. And if 4 women are dying in the world of this cancer, 1 out of them is in India. This high is the prevalence in India. If you actually look at the list, then there are two cancers at the top list which are maximally responsible for deaths in India because of cancer. And these two are breast cancer and cervical cancer. Now why cervical cancer is so lethal? That's because it does not get diagnosed very easily. The reason is the ladies, they do not get the symptoms, the signs and symptoms, the alarming signs, which are probably they are not very aware. They do not go to the doctor because of embarrassment, or they might just ignore the symptoms that these are just normal, like white discharge, like post-coital bleeding, that is bleeding after sex, or a little bit of pain in the lower abdomen. This is all. This is the symptom. That's all. There may be a little bit of menstrual irregularity, but not necessarily always. Right? So the symptoms are very less. The ladies are not aware. They do not reach the doctor on time. So by the time it gets diagnosed, it is almost in the stage 3 or 4. And then the treatment is only chemotherapy or radiotherapy. It is out of the surgical field. Okay? That is why this cancer is so lethal. But the good part of this cancer is that it can be easily prevented. How it can be easily prevented? Because this is the only, probably one of the only cancers which has a surface outside the body. The cervix can be easily examined by a gynecologist. When you go to the OPD, she will put a speculum and she can easily see the cervix, just like we can visualize the eyes or the nose, right? And there are very simple tests like pap smear, colposcopies, which can be easily done without putting the patient under anesthesia. We can easily pick up the cancerous cells, which we will be discussing in the next video. Now this is the only cancer which has a long pre-invasive, that is pre-cancerous stage. Almost 15 to 20 years it takes to get a full-blown picture of cervical cancer. Not many cancers have such pre-invasive stage. Now what is the name of this pre-invasive stage? We call it cervical intraepithelial neoplasia. That means CIN, and it has been divided into 4 parts: CIN 1, 2, 3 and carcinoma in situ, depending upon the severity. CIN 1 is very simple. If you actually detect it at the very early stage in CIN 1, then just simple antibiotics, simple treatment, or just leave the patient, do not give any treatment, just follow her up with pap smears and it normally goes away. But if it's in cervical cancer, cervical intraepithelial neoplasia 2, 3, especially 3 and 4, that is 3 and carcinoma in situ, these really need aggressive treatment like local cutting, local loop biopsies, or local cryotherapies, and this can easily damage or easily remove the cancerous cells at the right time before it actually becomes a full-blown cancer. Okay, so it is very easy to prevent the cancer if you actually reach your doctor on time, and if you are actually aware. Pap smears should be done every 3 years without any problem. And if you have a problem, then you should go to your doctor and get a pap smear done. If it comes back abnormal, you should come back for a repeat follow-up. And if she advises you to get a colposcopy, you should always go for a colposcopy. Okay? Now what causes cervical cancer? We easily know what is the cause of cervical cancer. That is HPV virus, human papilloma virus. Many cancers we do not even know the cause, but this particular cancer we know the cause. Then why is this cancer so prevalent? Even though we know the cause, even though it is so preventable, because there is no proper system of referring the patients are not aware, and HPV virus is something which is not a disease. It cannot be cured with medicines. It is just something which goes in and out of the body. Now, which ladies are at high risk for developing this cervical cancer? As I said, every lady can have HPV virus in her body because it comes from the partner, from the husband or the partner. right? Now, when it comes from the partner, most of the ladies, it is said 80% of the ladies will have HPV virus in their body during their lifetime. 80% will actually have it. 50% will easily, 50% of these infections will easily resolve on their own. 90% of them will actually resolve within the first year. Okay, so need not worry. We do not need to go to the doctor and ask her to do an HPV testing, because HPV testing will come positive, almost positive in every married lady, who is sexually active. So we do not need to get an HPV testing done. We just need to get a pap smear done, so that we check that the virus is not actually infecting and damaging the cells of the cervix and integrating the DNA with it. Because integration of DNA will lead to cancer, proliferation, abnormal proliferation of the cells. Okay. Now the ladies who are at high risk will be the ladies who undergo an early marriage, because then their sexual activity span is increased, or the ladies who have multiple deliveries, multiple abortions. The number of times the cervix, the cervical cells get damaged, the more number of times, the more risk is there for the cancer to develop. Because it depends upon, it's directly proportional to the damage to the cervix. Damage can be in the form of sex, it can be in the form of delivery, it can be in the form of abortion, it can also be in the form of infection. Now, ladies who have sexually transmitted diseases or HIV, if they are HIV infected, then the immunity is low and the cervical area, the cells, the membrane is broken. They have some little wounds there, and that makes the virus, it makes it easy for the virus to travel in and get integrated with the cells, right? So such ladies, they become more prone to cervical cancer. Then again, ladies who have multiple sexual partners, or whose partner has multiple sexual partners, they are also very prone to develop this cancer. Again, ladies who have substance abuse, who are like addicted to tobacco or alcohol, such ladies, again their immunity is low, and alcohol and tobacco itself are independent causes for any kind of cancer in the body, right? So these are the high risk factors, but as I said, any lady can have cancer, because HPV virus can be there in 80% of the ladies. Now HPV, as the name indicates, human papillomavirus, it's a virus. Many different viruses have been detected so far. We have almost discovered more than 100 viruses, and they are actually named HPV2, HPV3, 5, 16, 18. This is how they are named. But we need to concentrate on two viruses, that is 16 and 18, because these two are responsible for 80 to 90% of the cervical cancers. So whatever vaccines are available in the market, they are always directed towards these two viruses, 16 and 18, because others do not cause cancer, right? Now HPV virus, as I said, is normally present in all the ladies, mostly. 43% is the risk of a lady who is married to one single man, who has a single partner throughout her life. Still she carries a high risk of 43% to develop cervical cancer. So it is not that you should just think that, oh okay, fine, man just told that such ladies who have multiple sexual partners, or who are like early marriages and multiple deliveries, they are at high risk, I am safe. No, nobody is safe. So you really need to get this checked. Okay. Now the clearance of the HPV, that is the body when it is healthy, it clears the HPV virus very easily. Especially when you are less than 40, your HPV prevalence will be more, because you are sexually active, you are sexually more active as compared to when you are above 40. But your clearance capacity is better. When you are above 40, of course the sexual activity reduces, but the capacity of your body to get rid of the virus, it decreases. This is the time when integration of the virus occurs with the cells. The DNA of the virus and the DNA of your body, the cervical cells, it gets integrated, and this is how cancer develops, right? Again, the ladies who are at high risk, they will obviously be more at risk of integration of DNA, especially the ones with low immunity. Now, if we talk about young girls, it is very, very rare to find cervical cancer in young girls. But there can be some certain kind of cancer which is very, very aggressive, very, very invasive, and it can affect the younger girls as well, especially the girls who are promiscuous, who have multiple sexual partners. And looking at the cancers, the cervical cancer, it is of mainly two types: squamous cell carcinoma and adenocarcinoma. Squamous cell, it happens in the outer cells of the cervix, which are exposed to the environment, and the ones which are inside are called adenocarcinoma. In young girls, generally the cancer is adenocarcinoma. It is very aggressive because generally it happens within the cervical canal. It's very difficult to diagnose, and because it is so aggressive that it is actually acting against the good immunity of that young woman, because she's young, even then the cancer is able to integrate with the cells. That means it is very aggressive, and it is more lethal as compared to a lady who is above 50 or 60, right? Now there are, as I said, many tests available, especially pap smear and colposcopy, and then there are other tests as well like HPV detection and many more, which can easily make you disease free and give you the satisfaction that yes, you are okay, and then you can go back and sleep for the next 3 years. You do not need to visit your doctor. So all these tests we will be discussing in the next video. There are vaccines available which are directed towards 16 and 18 virus. Again, we will be discussing these vaccines in the next video. So till then, if you have any questions, you can always ask me. You will definitely get an answer. I also want to tell you that throughout our country, in India, there are a few centers, around 15 to 20 centers, which are recognized for colposcopy, in which in these centers we are trained to perform colposcopies, and we can also treat the pre-invasive stages CIN 1, 2, 3, so that you do not develop cancer in the later stages. So one of these centers is my center, that is Sona Medihub Hospital, which is in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I am the director of the hospital, and we are performing all kinds of colposcopically directed treatments. So if you want to get checked here by me in Jodhpur, or you want any kind of treatment or any kind of advice, you can always inbox me on my YouTube channel. I will definitely give you my address, or you can also follow me on my Instagram handle sonal.parihar.33. Till then, if you have any questions, you can always inbox me, and do subscribe to my channel so that you get the notification whenever we come with a new video, with the next part of this video. Right, till then, take care. Bye bye.